This video is sponsored by Squarespace. To get 10% off your first purchase, go to squarespace.com/mattday. So I want to make this video, but I don't feel like making it right now. I'll be completely honest. I don't feel like I'm in the right mood or the right headspace. I don't feel like I have everything perfectly, planned and prepped, and I just don't know if I'm ready to have the conversation, but I am having the conversation today. It's precisely what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that no matter what it is you're working on or working towards, you're never going to be 100% ready. You're just not. You can try and plan and, map out everything as much as you want, but you're never going to be fully ready. You just have to jump. Whatever that may be, for you. I'm going to share, stories and situations from my personal life in this video, but my goal is that it's going to be applicable to anybody, whether this is photography related or not. I know this is a photography channel, but, everything that I've learned over the last year, it feels important and it feels universal. It feels like something that anybody can relate to and also just learn from. And that's the goal today. So I'm going to share a lot today. I have no idea how much I want to share or how much I'm going to share, or how I'm going to do it, but I'm here showing up today. I appreciate all of you who watch these videos and are here with me. Let's talk a little bit about 2022 and taking a year off. I say taking a year off, that's not entirely true. I was still here making videos every month on the channel, although it was really just like the baseline. I was doing just the bare minimum of videos that I had agreed to do with my sponsors. I have 2 sponsors here on this channel. Obviously, this video is sponsored as well. It gives me the freedom and stability to make the videos I want to make each month and pay the bills. However, I didn't do any other videos outside of that. I didn't allow myself making any videos that weren't, absolutely necessary. If it wasn't for a sponsor, I deemed it as just not essential and not worth my time, not anything I could even achieve if I wanted to, and we'll come back to that in a minute. I turned down every other sponsor request that I had. I even had previous sponsors who used to regularly sponsor things on the channel, and I cut everything down to just the 2 sponsors, 3 videos a month, and that was it, which was still a lot for me and everything else that was going on this year, but it really felt like I was just taking a year off. It felt foreign to me because all the years leading up to this, I was still doing YouTube videos, also doing weddings, commissioned work, just always taking in as much as I possibly could. And this year, with everything that had happened in 2021, plus everything we knew that was coming in 2022, it just felt like that was all I could handle, and that was all I wanted to take on for the year. 2021 was probably the lowest my mental health had ever been, and I think a lot of it came from just the years of different things going on, just sort of piling on top and never fully being realized or processed. And everything from my dad passing to when I got sick to when my mom got sick, so many different things. And I just kind of always kept going, and that was my way of, just getting through and just keeping it moving. And I repressed a lot of that in the process, but in my mind, I think I was thinking, well, this is strength. This is what it takes. You have to keep going. I think in 2021, I realized just how much damage had been done, literally even to my brain when I was sick, and learning a lot more about that, learning more about myself, and I guess just understanding like the severity of everything and figuring out what I'm actually like, what I actually feel like. My whole reality was really shifted a lot when I got sick in 2018. And by the time 2021 came and went, I was just so burnt out and tired and honestly confused about what I wanted to make, how I wanted to make it, whether or not it was worth making. I just felt like I was completely depleted. In October of that year, my mom passed away from breast cancer, and at the same time, we found out that we were having another baby, and it was like the highest highs and the lowest lows, I remember when we told my mom that, we were having another baby, it was like this immediate joy. and sort of the reality immediately, sort of like interjecting there, because we understood at that point that by the time Forrest was born, she wouldn't be here. And then also knowing that, when my mom passed, that then my family and we would be moving here to where my mom and dad once lived. They built this home in 2013 with my brother. And since my brother's accident, almost 2 decades ago at this point, the idea of being here for him when my parents were gone, that's always been the plan, but we didn't know when or, how soon that would happen. We certainly thought both of them would still be here for much longer than they were. Knowing what 2022 was going to be like from moving out of our previous home, the house I grew up in, that was a lot. And then moving, having another baby not long after moving, 2 other kids as well, 1 special needs, my brother, these new sort of day-to-day schedules and roles and routines, just everything top to bottom in my life has completely changed from where I was just a year ago. And I understood going into it that everything was about to change. And that's why I just really put the brakes on and just said, I'm taking this year to just focus on family. And that's what I've done. And it's been incredible. It's funny that so many people over the last year in the videos that I have made have said I look healthier and younger and, all of these things, which I appreciate that. I think it's mostly just I didn't have a beard for most of the year. But I do feel healthier and more myself. And I feel honestly like I'm here and present for maybe the first time. I don't really know. But other than my 2 main sponsors here on the channel, that was all I really focused on with this YouTube channel in 2022. I did the required videos that I had already agreed to do, and then everything else from there, I just said, I'll get to it when I get to it. I didn't know how long I wanted to sort of take this approach. I just knew right now, all I care about is my family. And I held back from a lot in 2022. I didn't sell any prints like I wanted to and talked about in 2022. I didn't work on any other books, any merch. I was going to do Patreon or like a membership type thing where we do live streams every week. I still really want to do that. And I told myself I was going to do it like a year ago, and here we still are. After I stopped just creating and making and sharing and just always kind of keeping things in motion, it was this feeling of like, well, how do I even get back in motion now? That's been the feeling that I've had, where I've just thought, well, I'm giving myself some time. In 2022, as I was taking time off and just focusing on the bare essentials of what I needed to get done, I just thought, right now I'm taking time off. I didn't plan out how I was going to get back to it. I just said, right now I'm taking time off. And a whole year has gone by and we're still here. I still don't feel like I'm ready to move forward, to get back to doing the things I've always done. And it's been almost 9 years on this YouTube channel. I talk about it to my wife. I talk about it to my friends all the time. It feels impossible for me to sit down and make these videos. Over the last year, I can't count how many times I started a video, even videos that I thought, you know what? No sponsor on this one. I'm going to make another video just for myself and it's going to be fun. And I'd go out and shoot and I'd record stuff and I'd record stuff here and I'd start editing. And somewhere in that process, I would completely just stop. I'd scrap it. I'd get rid of everything and just say, that was a wash. That was a waste of my time. No one cares about that. No one's going to watch that. I felt like no matter what I did, what I said, what I made in a video, none of it was worth it. It always felt like this isn't worth anybody's time. I don't even know what I'm doing yet, and I don't feel 100% confident in it, so how can I just put this out there like that? I couldn't give myself permission to just simply make things and share things. Even when it's like no one is buying these YouTube videos that are free, it still felt like this isn't enough. This isn't enough to share. This isn't enough to make, and it's just not good enough yet. I'm not ready. I think I was afraid of making bad work, like I look back now at older YouTube videos, especially videos where I just I felt like I was like on autopilot, maybe not at the time, but looking back now, especially after I got sick in 2018, I look back and I cringe at a lot of things. And that feeling of like, well, I don't want to make this now and, in 6 months or in a year, think, what the hell was I doing? It was like I was kind of stuck in thinking that, I'm not ready to make anything that I know is good yet. And if I don't know that it's good, if I can't be 100%, certain that this is actually worth my time and their time, it's not ready yet. But you can't get better without making things. You can't progress, you can't move forward without actually moving forward. You can plan and daydream and think of every possible thing in your head to try and prepare yourself and make whatever it is you're working on as good as possible. But actually going forward and just jumping when you feel like you can't, that to me is like the ultimate lesson that I've learned. Slowing down, taking some time off, taking time to myself, time to focus on myself and my family, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made, like without a doubt. The downside of everything, for me personally, after kind of letting the wheels come to a full stop for maybe the first time ever, that time that things have just kind of been stopped and I've been thinking and sort of like, you know, making decisions and taking my time with things, those wheels have developed some rust now. And now I've got to try and work through that and get things moving again. Making prints, you know, doing Patreon, doing live streams, doing all of these other things that I've been wanting to do. It's like I've just told myself, I don't feel like I'm ready, and I can't ask for people, especially to pay for anything, if I don't feel like I'm ready. And I'm starting to kind of get things moving again, but I'm still stuck. And that's the main thing, again, that I want to talk about. I'm still not ready to move forward. I still feel like I'm figuring myself out, and I'm trying to learn more and more about myself so that I can be the most authentic and like true to life person that you see in the videos here in front of the camera. It's always in my head, like trying to figure out how to be me in front of the camera. And I'm overthinking it all the time. If you ask any of my closest friends or my family, they will tell you, first and foremost, I overthink everything. And I overthink because I care. At the end of the day, I really enjoy making these YouTube videos specifically for the connection that I've been able to make with so many people. I am in my head all the time telling myself, no one's going to watch this video. No one cares. This video that I'm making right now, I had to talk to Molly before I sat down to record because I'm like, does anyone really care? Do people really, like, I'm not talking about a camera or a lens or whatever. I'm not giving a tutorial. This is just me talking to the camera. And she assured me that yes, people will watch, people do care. And I know that for a fact. But when you're just in your head for a year straight, you know, not talking to anybody else, it can get a little murky in there. But almost 9 years later, and I'm still struggling with this, still figuring out how to do this whole thing and how to make it feel real. I don't know. It's funny. I still have the original clip on my old GoPro from when I first started the channel, or really it was me, you know, testing out and figuring out how this was going to work. I'm standing in my backyard talking to a tiny camera that's about 10 inches from my face. So, this is what life has come to. And I do think I've gotten better at making YouTube videos over the years. And I feel like I've gotten more comfortable, you know, talking to the camera and that sort of thing. But it is still a challenge. I still don't feel like I'm ready for it. And again, that's why we're here. That's why we're still doing it, because you're never going to be ready. To be honest, I kind of thought maybe taking, you know, a year off or a slower year, you know, not uploading every single week, I kind of thought, well, maybe people will just sort of forget and it'll fizzle out, and then I will just go back to doing like weddings or doing other kind of photography work or just something else entirely. But you're still here, and I really, really appreciate it, because at times over the last year, I felt like maybe I was just way in over my head and that I didn't know exactly why people watched. So to justify it or to accept it, it was really challenging for me. But you all still showed up. You still showed up despite the, you know, less frequent uploads or lack of schedule. I don't know what I've done to deserve this sort of community that I have and the people that are here in my corner, even when I took time kind of away and wasn't here as much like, you know, I used to be or how I used to be. But I'm pulling myself forward. I'm dragging myself forward begrudgingly because as much as I feel like I'm still not ready to just get back to it and start moving again, it is time, and I appreciate every single one of you that have been here in this time that has been much quieter than usual. It's been different. It's been a busy time in my life, and my main goal for 2023 is to just be here more, with all of you, with this community, and to show up more, to make more, to not be so afraid anymore. That's really my biggest goal for 2023, is to just give myself permission to be here and make what I want to make. And the last thing I want is sympathy. I want to make that super clear, because I know how things are perceived, and talking about negative things online and how it can look like, it's whatever. I thought for a long time, anytime someone watched a video or commented on a photo or liked a photo or anything at all, it was simply out of sympathy, because I got sick and almost died a few years ago. And it's taken me a lot to accept that that's not everything, and to trust that people will want to support what I'm doing or like what I'm making without any sort of charity case attached to it. It's probably a whole other topic for another day, but the last thing I want is for this video to feel like, poor me, because I have an incredible life that I'm so thankful for. But I'm human, and these sort of things, these sort of feelings, these sort of moments in life, they're all universal, and they're things that everyone is going to experience in one way or another, whether it's applicable to photography, to life, whatever it may be. That's what this whole, channel is really about. It's always been about life and being a photographer, navigating through life. And this is, what I felt like I needed to share and talk about. And I probably either said too much or didn't say enough, one of the two. But I appreciate every single one of you that have been here with me. And I hope that in this video, I've been able to communicate a little bit of what the past year was like for me, and I guess why the channel was the way it was. I would love any feedback, any thoughts, any commentary, suggestions, ideas for videos, anything at all. I would love to talk more about this in the comments down below, because you all have completely changed my life in terms of feeling like so many of the things I think or feel are just my own, and judging myself for that. And the more I've opened up and shared here on this channel, and the more people have reached out, it's really made the world a lot smaller, and it's helped more times than I can say. So I appreciate all of you for sticking with me, watching this video. Again, this year I have plans, and I don't know how I'm going to achieve these plans or what all I'm going to do yet, but I'm back to work, and I'm ready to do it with all of you. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I love you all very much. And last but not least, I want to thank our sponsor, Squarespace, for not only supporting this video, but me over the last few years, and especially in 2022. Couldn't be doing what I'm doing without their support. You guys already know I've been using Squarespace's service for years, way before they ever sponsored my channel, because they truly are the best all-in-one place to build a website. No matter what your needs are or what kind of business you run, Squarespace has something for everybody, with all of the features you could possibly need built right in. For photography, it's pretty much a no-brainer. It's a great way to actually get your portfolio or a gallery or series of images together, rather than being just thrown together in the middle of some algorithm. On top of that, you could manage all of your email campaigns, you could run an online store selling physical or digital products. They're constantly adding new features and tools to Squarespace, and everything is incredibly easy to use. Of course, if you need help with anything, they have 24/7 award-winning customer service, so they're always ready to help. Try Squarespace out for yourself entirely free at squarespace.com, but when you're ready to sign up, go to squarespace.com/MattDay. That'll get you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. That's it for this one. Again, thank you all so much for the love and support and hearing me out on this video. Anything at all you want to talk about or share, let me hear it in the comments down below. But that's it for today. I love you all very much. I'll see you guys soon.